Yo, my dudes, what is up? I'm back with another video. I have got a boatload of chanterelle mushrooms, and I wanted to show you guys one of my favorite ways to preserve them. I've made this the last 3 or 4 years now, and I've got about 7 pounds of chanterelle mushrooms that I want to preserve for later. We've been getting a ton of rain, so I know that there will be more this week for me to pick to eat fresh, but I want to preserve these beautiful orange mushrooms for as long as I can so I can be snacking on mushrooms during the winter, my dudes. All right. I have 7 pounds. About 2.5 of the pounds are super small button mushrooms that I like to use specifically for this. They hold up their nice dense texture a whole lot better, and they don't break up into teeny tiny pieces. Just look at all these mushrooms. These are some of my favorites. They have a real nice bright apricot-y flavor, or smell, sorry, and they're a really nice dense mushroom that holds up to heat well. They have a nice meaty texture, and these tight ones are perfect for the conserva. I am gonna mix in some of the more flaky, larger chanterelles. I'm looking for about 6 pounds. I want to make a triple batch of this recipe that I'm following, which is totally inspired by the Forager Chef. I switched up some of the aromatics and the type of vinegar that I'm using, but the proportions of everything is the same. I will add that recipe that I created that is based off of his. There's not like a whole lot of original stuff out there. This is my take on his recipe, but I just want to give it to you guys to empower you to do some of the stuff yourself. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do here is heat up some olive oil in the bottom of this pan. His original recipe calls for grapeseed oil or vegetable oil. Those are not my vibe. Nice olive oil will do fine. It will add a little bit of that olive oil bitterness, but it's not going to impart too much of that on the flavor of our mushrooms. So I'm going to go in with about 1.5 cups of olive oil. I'm going to add in some super basic aromatics. I've got some thyme from my garden. Whoa, buddy, look out. Alright, turn the heat down, getting out of control. I've got some bergamot. I'm going to do about 1/4 cup of that. Just dry bergamot leaves. And then I've got some dry sage. I'm going to do about 1/4 cup of that as well. All from my garden. If you haven't had dried herbs fresh from the garden, and you're just buying all your stuff from the grocery store, dude, you are missing out. This stuff packs some serious flavor. All right, I'm gonna just stir these aromatics around to help bring out some of those nice flavors. You could add garlic in here. Honestly, I was feeling a little lazy. I've been shooting videos all day, and I've got a bunch of other things to do, so I needed to get this done. I can add that garlicky flavor towards the end. I am gonna season this with ramp salt, so we will get a little bit of that garlicky allium onion vibe from that. But hey dude, you know, we're not going for perfection here, we're going for delicious. I really can get a nice strong smell of those aromatics. We're gonna go in with our mushrooms. And I'm going to season with 3 tablespoons of this ramp salt. This salt's going to help bring out some of the moisture from the chanterelles. A little ZV break action, dude. What's up, Cam B? What's up? Alright. I'm just going to put a lid on here to help trap in some of that heat. That's too small. Here we are, lid on to trap some of that heat. Just kind of let the oil and the heat and the salt all work together to start pulling out those juices from the mushrooms. Mushrooms do have a really high water content, so being able to pull some of that out will give us the liquid that our mushrooms will be submerged in. Sounds crazy, dude, I know, but just trust the process, all right? I'm gonna let this hang out for a couple minutes, give it a couple stirs, and then on to the next step. It's been about 10 minutes at a low temperature, and the mushrooms have shrank down by about 1/3, close to 50%. I've got my liquid here. This is some apple cider vinegar and filtered water. I'm gonna pour this in, bring it all up to a boil, and then we're going to put these mushrooms into mason jars, bring the liquid back up, pour it over top the mushrooms, and dude, these will store in the fridge for months and months and months. It's one of my favorite ways to preserve. Let's do it. So I figured while we're waiting, I could prep my mason jars here. These are some brand new mason jars, and dude, they have got a funky smell, dude. So make sure these are cleaned and sanitized. I mean, you don't have to go crazy with sanitation, but it smells like motor oil or something from the production factory. So I'm just gonna give them a good old wash in the old sinkaroo. I know that you can't see inside, so why don't I give you a little inside look, dude? Cameraception, dude. What up, dude? Hey! Alright, anyways, here's the mushrooms. So, you know, they're cooking away. You can see the liquid is, you know, about halfway up. So, as these mushrooms continue to boil, that water layer will continue to rise, and then we'll get these jars all loaded up, dude. Alright, bada bing, bada boom. Alright, so the water line is officially above the mushrooms. Check that out, dude. We're gonna bring it up to a boil again, and then we're gonna scoop mushrooms in, and then evenly pour all the liquid all over top. If you're using mason jars and you're not yet using one of these mason jar load up dealios, I don't even know what it's called. These keep a super clean rim on your jar. They're great for canning. They're great for getting big chunky boys into your mason jars. So for sure use one of these guys. Or you can just make a big old mess of your kitchen. That's totally up to you, alright? I'm draining off the liquid from my mushrooms and scooping them in evenly, and then the liquid will come later. Come on, guys, get through the hole, get through the hole. Alright, now the goal here is to make sure our mushrooms are totally covered in liquid, and then we'll do a little bit of olive oil on top to help seal all that moisture in. Push those mushrooms down below the surface. I'm gonna pop these in the refrigerator, let them cool down all the way, and then you can pour olive oil on top, and it will solidify and create a super safe seal for your chanterelles. One last order of business is using some test strips. These are pH test strips just to make sure that we're at a safe pH. We're looking for an acidity of 3.5 or lower. So you just give it a dunk all the way down, pull it out, and then I'm going off the color on the back. So this isn't quite as acidic as I want it to be. It's sitting at closer to like a 4.4 or so. I'm gonna add a little bit of vinegar to each one of these just to make sure we're at a safe level. Alright, got these all tested up, they're ready to go. I'm gonna screw on the lids, let them come down to room temperature, and then they're going in the fridge. Once they cool down, I'll be able to pour another layer of olive oil on top. Yo, seriously, thank you so much for being here. All the continued support has been great, and I strive to keep creating better and better videos for you guys so you can be empowered to cook more awesome wild food, level up your health, just get in the kitchen and try something new, dudes. I know it seems a little scary. This recipe might even seem like a lot. But once you do it, you'll learn a ton. The next time you do it again, you'll learn even more, and so on and so on. Give it a shot. Let's go. Power up your kitchen game, dude. And until next time, bye. Be cooking.